Well, good evening. Good evening, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. I'm Anna. I'm your host. I'm a retired school teacher. I'm losing my voice this evening, an educational consultant, a jury consultant, a health and wellness consultant, and a certified cake instructor. So I bring to you a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversation. So each episode, we dive into topics that can enrich our life, topics that go from educational to personal development to health, wellness, and of course the art of jewelry making. And so, this is done by providing knowledge as well as workshops. And from time to time, I have guest speakers who come in and come come in as well. So I'm so happy to have you join me as we explore inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical advice to help us live that fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. So thank you again for tuning in to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where every conversation is a treasure. So we do have a comment coming in, and let me see if I can show it. It says he likes watching my videos a lot. He says I'm funny. Isn't that? I'm glad. I like to be funny sometimes. Making people laugh is one of my things because, laughter is good for the soul. So we're going to pause right here and take a commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll delve right into the topic for this evening. All right. Excuse me. We are back. And I just want to say welcome back to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. We are continuing the series Blessed but Still Becoming. And today we're talking about something deeply practical and deeply spiritual. Blessed but still becoming financial. Because faith and finances are not separated, they're connected. And becoming financially wise is not about perfection, it's about intention. So, I'm blessed to be a steward, not just a spender. God is teaching me wisdom in my finances. Small choices today create freedom tomorrow. So I'm talking about this evening because this is a topic, or this is an area that I'm going to tell you that I truly have problems with, or I've had problems with in the past. I'm correcting some of those problems as I speak, but it's taken me a long time, y'all. But the point that I'm trying to make is that it's never too late to start. It's just never too late. And so it's taken me a while to get to the point where I am. I'm still not, let me say, financially, I don't have financial freedom as of yet. And as I go through this, you will see what I mean by financial freedom. Okay? Because maybe what your interpretations of financial freedom might not be the same as my interpretation of financial freedom. So I'm going to give you a definition of my interpretation of financial freedom so that you can kind of see that be on the same page, that I am on. So I'm going to say welcome, welcome again as well. So we got a little, I got a little episode set up for you so you can see what I'm kind of talking about. Hold on while I do this. So blessed but still becoming financially wise. And so this is what I want to talk about and how I kind of set up this episode. Many of us grew up hearing messages about money that created fear, guilt, or avoidance. I grew up like that. Some of us were taught, we don't talk about money. Hey, you just got to trust God. Everything will work out. I've heard all of those. I don't know whether or not you have heard them, but I have heard them. And while faith is essential, stewardship is obedience. God blesses us not only to enjoy life, but to manage what He places in our hands with wisdom. So, this is basically what this episode is about. Are we going to be budgeting? No. We're going to be talking about faith in relationship to becoming financially wise, because that's what we want to do. We want to become financially wise. That is our ultimate, I think that is our ultimate goal. And are you going to make some mistakes along the way? Yes, I've made many. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I might make a few more before I leave this earth. But I just want to say that as you get older, if you're blessed with being financially wise, then that's a great thing. But I wasn't blessed that way, nor was I taught. Most people in the black community, their parents don't teach them about finance. Something is finance, and maybe because they didn't know, they don't know. My mother was a saver. She could save money, and I can save too, but I can spend as well. And so what I am trying to do is to see what is necessary. Okay. So all of these little acronyms or all of these little things don't talk about money. I've heard that we don't talk about money. We just trust God. Everything will work out. And sometimes you'll hear me say those things. I say all the time, everything will work out. I put it in the hands of the Lord. I say those things all of the time. But now I can see, maybe I do that because I was taught that way. And I always feared budgeting, or feared the concept about money. And I felt guilty when I spent it or I went overboard. Do you feel that way? Well, I felt that way. So let's look at a few personal reflections. Now, I can only give you my personal reflections. When you look at this topic, you have to look at your own personal reflections. So you'll hear me say all the time, I'm blessed. I know that I'm blessed. Things happen to me all the time to make me feel that I'm blessed. But I also know that I needed to grow in how I handled my money. And that's what this is all about. I needed to grow with how I handled my money. And it's not because I was irresponsible, but because but because I want my finances to reflect my values. I want peace, not pressure, clarity, not confusion, purpose, not just spending. So these are some of my personal reflections. So when you look at your financial goals in order to become wise, you must reflect on your own personal reflections. So I'm using mine as an example. You might use some of these. I don't know. It might, because that last one can fit anyone. I believe. I think everyone wants peace. They don't want pressure. We all want clarity, not confusion. And we want purpose. At least I want purpose, not just for spending. I like to do. And then this is what I realized something really important, you all. During this course of me going through all of this, what I realized was that, and this is important, financial freedom isn't about how much you have. It's about how intentional you use it. Financial freedom or financial wisdom, let's put it like that, isn't about how much you have. It's about how intentional you use it. So basically, it's what you do with your money, how you use your money. Are you cost effective with your money? And when you get to this point, that's when budgeting becomes less about restrictions and more about alignment. And you kind of get that peace. And so that's where I am now. I'm not all the way aligned yet, but I'm working on it. But the closer I get to being aligned, the more at peace I am. Now, don't get me wrong, some things have happened along the way that throw you off, because like I always tell people, there are obstacles. And we all have obstacles. No one does not have obstacles. Everybody, I don't care if we're rich, poor, we all have obstacles. It is what you do about those obstacles. All right, let's move on. Well, we're going to take a little brief commercial, y'all. And then we'll be right back. And guess what? When we come back, we're going to talk about faith. You know, I always try to bring it and relate it to the Bible. So when we come back from this commercial, I am going to talk about how it is related to faith.
Here's why you need to tune in right now. With CTR Media Network, you can transform your knowledge into a fully produced TV show. Imagine your content streaming on platforms like Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV, reaching over 350 million households in 140 countries. We take care of everything, from managing your ready-to-go content to global distribution. And it's not just any content, it's edutainment, a perfect blend of education and entertainment that keeps viewers coming back for more. You'll join a vibrant community of thought leaders, podcasters, and educators, all sharing a passion for impactful content and global reach. Plus, with our app available on Google Play and the App Store, your show will be accessible to millions more, ready to shine on the global stage. Let's get you started. Schedule a 15-minute call with us today and turn your idea into a TV sensation. Reply to this video by saying, "I want to learn more." Don't wait, your audience is out there waiting.
All right, welcome back. I'm Anna. I'm your host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And we are in the midst of a series, Still Blessed, but Still Becoming. And tonight our episode is Blessed, but Still Becoming Financially Wise. It is an area that is that I'm working on. I don't know. Maybe other people might not be working on it, but I need to work on it, and I've been working on it for quite some time now. So it's getting better because at one point, I had got myself into a situation, and now I am almost out of that situation. But it is taking time, and it's going to take time to build. So I'm saying this, and I'll say this to anyone, that you just have to keep pushing and setting your goals. So let's look at the faith side of being, excuse me, financial. Well, no, Lord, y'all, I think I got the hiccups. Oh, Lord. The young man said I made him laugh. He keeps watching me because he said I make him laugh, but it's all kind of things go on. I can't believe I got the hiccups. Mm, mm. I'm trying to drink to make it go away. Unbelievable. You know, sometimes you be on here and you just be trying to be so professional. And then what did I just tell y'all about obstacles? You just have to go with the flow. I just got through talking about that. But we're going to look at the faith insight. And we're going to look at Luke 16, verse 10, which says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." So, financial wisdom begins with small decisions, y'all. Small decisions. It begins with small saving habits. It doesn't matter how much you save as long as you save. See, I would save, but then I would mess with it. My thing is that I needed to, what I didn't realize and what I have realized now, I need a mess with fund, and then I need a savings fund. and another savings fund. You can have as many savings funds as you possibly can have. But I needed a savings fund that where I could just save and not mess with that. And the other one, I had a savings fund. It's like, I guess you could call it an emergency fund. So a savings plan for emergency fund, plus you have your other things. And really and truly, I was an adult before I heard about an emergency fund. Never heard of that. But everyone needs one. You need to have a cushion because you never know when something might happen. When I tell you about those obstacles, they do come. When you least expect them, they are there. Now, I had to replace a furnace. Now, that was a real obstacle. Did it put a dent in my finances? Of course. But that's okay. I was able to do it, which is great. And I thank God every day. So you want to make small spending choices. And this is where I need work too. See, spend. If I see it and I want it, it can't be that way all the time. Sometimes, it can be that way. And I spend. So I've got to make choices, wise choices. And when I do that, then I have what is called small moments of discipline. And that's hard to do, to have small moments of discipline. Not only, in my family, but I was the type that I would help others. My friends, my daughters, just giving, you know. But I want you to know that God often grows our capacity through stewardship, giving, showing grace. And I'm going to tell you this, it's not overnight, but it's over time. Those are all important things that you should be aware of. So, I hate to say it, but I still have becoming moments. Okay? And I'm gonna share some of my still becoming moments with you as well. So let's look at some of those. Here's what I'm still becoming, y'all. I'm becoming more intentional with what I spend. And that's a big thing for me. Now, I still have areas that I have to work on, like going to the grocery store. I'm weak there. Okay. So I overspend. I have a budget for the grocery store, but I'm going to tell you right now, I overspend because then I see something that's on sale. So I've got to become more intentional with what I spend. And then don't go down the sale aisle. You know what I'm saying? So, or either I have to put into my spending or allocate that in my spending. So I'm still becoming more thoughtful about what I save. Okay. And the thing about it is, I went to this workshop and it made me realize it was a financial workshop, and I believe in personal development. I've always believed in it. I always believe in bettering yourself. You don't know everything. Find somebody that knows it and learn from them. Okay? Take classes. There's nothing wrong with that. Go to conferences because you can learn there. So I went to this financial conference, and a gentleman was speaking there, and he was telling us, showing us an analogy of spending, or not spending, but saving. And I can't remember exactly, I only remember the penny. There was a penny and I think $1,000 or maybe $10,000. And which one would you want to save over a period of time? Well, I picked the right one, okay, because he was really talking about high interest savings accounts. And so the penny over 10, 15 years or whatever would grow the most. Which one would you want to invest in? So it made me become more thoughtful about what I save. And I needed to look at long-term saving as well as short-term. So when I talk about that long-term saving, I'm talking about the savings that you don't touch. And then you need a savings for emergency funds. So you need more than one savings. You really need more than one account as well. I am becoming more prayerful about what I invest my time and my money into. And I'm also I'm learning that money is not just math. It's a mindset and it's a mission. And just like I said before, when your finances or when my finances align with my values, peace follows. I'm at peace. I'm happy. I can do things. I don't have to worry about, finances and things like that. Am I rich? No. And this is when I want to explain to you, financial freedom doesn't mean rich. Financial freedom means being able to do the things. You're free to do the things that you enjoy doing. To me, that's what it means. I'm able to do the things that I enjoy doing. All right, we're going to take another commercial, and then we're going to be right back. And I believe we are going to be talking about some reflections, because we got to reflect here too. I'm big on reflection, y'all. So we got to reflect a little bit as well. So we're going to take that brief commercial, and then we'll be right back.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
All right, welcome back. I'm Anna. I'm your host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. And so we're in the midst of a series, Blessed and But Still Becoming. And tonight our episode is on Blessed but Still Becoming Financially Wise. And because I believe that is what we all want to be. I've never really wanted to be rich. I just wanted to be financially wise or have financial freedom. And so my definition of financial freedom is being able to do the things that I like to do with my money. And to me, I'm free to do that. That's what it means. But I do want you to reflect on a few things, okay? Just two things. We're going to reflect on two things. Here we go. So right now, I want you to pause and reflect. The first thing I want you to reflect on is, what is one financial habit I'm becoming more intentional about? Now, I've kind of told you what my still becoming moments are. So you kind of know some of my intentional financial habits are. But I'm asking you, what is one financial habit? And you don't have to tell me, no. This is something personal that you can write down for yourself or however you want to do it. What is one financial habit I'm becoming more intentional about? Or, where can I invite God into my financial decisions this week? Have you ever asked God to help you with your financial decisions? All the time. Because I'm not an expert. I need help. And I'm not afraid to say that I need help. I don't do my taxes. I have an accountant who does my taxes because I need help. I can't function. There's some people that are very, very good. I'm good in math. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm very good in math, but I don't like that side, I'm getting into it. Y'all. But it's taken me a long time. And as I reflect back on, my mother and her, she tried to teach me, or I can remember her saying things to me now where she was trying to put things in place, but I was older then. And I think that she learned those things as she got older. So I just want you to remember, growth with money doesn't start with big changes. It starts with honest ones. So basically, you've got to be honest with yourself. You've got to be honest with yourself. And so I had to be honest with myself. Every time it was a catastrophe or something went on, I ran quickly to my savings until I almost didn't have a savings. So I'm telling you, you need a savings that you do not mess with. And you need a savings that you can work with. And that savings that you can work with, it needs to be at least $3,000. It needs to be more, because what if you lose your job or something like that? You need to have money in there for an emergency. That's why it's called an emergency fund. And I don't have that. I'm working on that now. I'm working on emergency fund. That's why the money over here kept dwindling, because I did not have that emergency fund. So just be honest. That's all I got to say about it. So I want to give you some closing blessings, you all. So if you're learning financial wisdom, hear this. You don't have to be perfect to be faithful. You don't have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I dibbled in my money all the time. I've even helped people. I helped my daughter. I helped my granddaughter. Because I can't take it with me. That's my logic behind it. So you don't have to be perfect to be faithful. You don't have to have everything figured out to start. Oh, I haven't figured this out. Oh, I got to. You don't have to do it. You don't have to know that. And the next thing is so important. God honors progress. Remember, God honors progress. And remember that every wise step you take today is building freedom for tomorrow. You got to remember that. I love that. Every wise step you take today is building freedom for tomorrow. So we're going to take another commercial, y'all. And then we are going to come back and we're going to summarize this evening. Okay? Just a short one. All right, we are back. I do want to remind you that that is my website for my jewelry, and I do go live with my jewelry on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Friday on Facebook, um, and then this is my Facebook, so you can go to my profile and see when I put out a schedule every weekend for the following week of my live schedule there. And I also have Anna's Lifestyle. And on Anna's Lifestyle, that is my website where I have all of my businesses up under it. I have my podcast, my baking business, which is Sweet Listine's Desserts for All Occasions. I also have my travel business, which is Tab Travel Agency. So if you're looking for a trip that you want to take, you can go on there on my website and look there. I need to put my website on here so that you can know that you go. On one of my commercials, there is my website, but I need to put it on here so when I'm talking about it. And also, if you're interested in advertising or sponsoring a commercial, I do have packets that you can uh, look at. That way you can secure. I even have guest slides, so you can secure your spot on info AnnasLifestyle.com, or you can contact CTR Media Network .com Sweet Blessings with that as well. So I want to make sure that I put that on there. So, but if you want to ask me questions or anything like that, you can always reach out to me at my email. This is my email, info@AnnasLifestyles.com. I do have out a couple of books. They're $5. They're ebooks, and you can get them there. I have a couple of more, one more coming out, and then I'm working on another one. I'm working on two more, really, but I'll have them for you. Hopefully by next week you'll have the one on Renew. I think it's Renew. Or did I do that? It'll be on Renew, on the Renew series. I believe that's the one that I'm trying to gather all of the paperwork and things on. So I think that is it that I need to. Oh, if you're on Facebook, you can support me by giving me stars. Facebook.com. You can also give me stars on Facebook. So I think that is it for this evening. Things that I need to reach out to you and tell you about before we go into the summary. So the summary, remember, I just want you to remember, being blessed isn't just about what you receive. It's about how you steward what you've been given. Let your light shine, and even in your stewardship, so as I close this evening, I'm hoping that in some kind of way, this episode has inspired you. I'm hoping that it has encouraged you to look at your finances wisely, as well as I hope that it has empowered you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. Well, we've come to a close, and I just want to let you know that I hope to see you at our next episode. Blessed, but still becoming confident. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a great one.
sweet blood.